What's up, pussies? I'm the Heavy Metal Dick, and this is Heavy Metal Homesteading. Today will hopefully be the final video of the beer dispenserator. So we're gonna get the box finished up, get the lid on, get this attached, make a door, put hinges, put wheels on it, and handle we're gonna do another day because I don't have what I want to use for the handle yet. I got some taps recently. We're going to clean these up, paint them black. We might take them right down to bare wood. We're going to see what the wood looks like underneath. We'll get to all that over the course of this video. So let's fucking make it happen. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to fucking get this bastard in place and screwed down. So I've got it more or less where I think it needs to be. We're going to find the midway point of this and then do the maths to figure out the sides so we get this bang on center. So this is 27.5. So we divide that by 2 and that will give us, okay, so it'll be 13 3/4 is going to be our middle point. And then this here is already marked center from when I put the grate in. So we're going to get 13 3/4. Oh, look at that. By laser highball, that's already sitting perfectly centered. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure these supports that this top sits on, which is 2.5. So I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to take 13 3/4 minus 2.5, which will be 11 1/4. Go in 11 1/4. And then another inch, so 10 1/4, which will put me onto the frame supports. We're going to drill up from the bottom with the pilot and countersink bit, and then we're going to get into that with a 2.5-inch deck screw. I'm using deck screws because it's all I've got. So they're totally not required for this because this isn't pressure treated wood, but it will be outside. So it's going to help keep things nice and good and happy. So we're going to get into there. We're going to do the back first, just because that way I can make sure that it's all squared up and good. Because the lines are in there and they're slightly under tension, it's constantly pushing this a little bit off of perfect square. So I'm going to get this back corner on first, and then we'll line up the other side, and then we'll go from there. So I'll show you what I'm doing from underneath. So I'm going to hit that corner first, get it screwed in, and then we'll do the rest. And at this point, this becomes a lot like working on a sink or a car or some other bullshit you have to lay upside down and reach over your head. Alright, I'm going to make sure that's perfectly in place on that corner first. Before I get too carried away, I'm also going to put in a bit, but for driving screws. Okay, let's make sure that works. Okay, I'm up here and it's not quite flush, so I'm going to shut the camera off and figure out how to make that stay where I want it to be. I'll be back with you in a sec. Alright, so what I figured out is I'm just going to, by laser highball, put the front corners in because I can hold it in place with one hand, reach underneath, and drill it in place with the other hand. And then once I've got the two front corners in, it's nice and skookum and good. First thing we're going to do is we're going to find the screw hole that I drilled in the bottom. There we go. We're going to start the screw first. Then we're going to get this all lined up where we want it to be. Good. Fuck. You son of a bitch. Drilling upside down when you're not looking at it is kind of a pain in the ass. Fuck you! There we go. Okay. So that's that. And now I can go into that screw that I didn't take all the way out in the back corner. Okay, one more double check. We're all flush at the back. We're all centered at the front. Happy, happy. So I'm going to put the other 2 screws in, and then that's done. Okay, so I've got this screwed down now. It's not going anywhere. What we're going to do is we're going to start building the lid. My original plan for the top was to just actually fasten the wood right onto the actual lid. But I've now noticed that when I go to turn the lid off, I'm going to be hitting the taps, even with the tap handles removed. So instead I'm just going to build a box that'll just friction slide over the top, and just slide it off and then screw the lid. I just thought it would be cool if it was all one piece, but hey, hindsight being 2020, I could have put these down lower, I could have lifted this up, ripped a piece, whatever. Doesn't matter. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take this, we're going to set our square on here and mark where the lid meets that board. Okay, and then we're going to take that over to the table saw, and we're going to rip these, we're going to rip 2 of these, and then we're going to cut shorter for these sides. We're going to rip those, and then we're going to slap this together, and then get a top on it. Okay, so how we set this up is I've got a mark in the middle that I marked. You guys saw me do that, and then I just took my square and transferred that line down to the bottom, and then I'm going to set this up so that the remainder that comes off of this piece, no, I'm going to set this up this way so that what runs between the blade and the fence is exactly that size, so I get 2 that are exactly the same size. I'm just going to line that up there. Okay. And then whenever you're doing finishing work, you always want to double check, especially if you're using a really old kind of clocked out saw like this, that your fence is square to the blade, front and back. Make sure you get a perfectly straight cut every time. Okay, so that'll be the front and the back of the lid. Okay, so the sides of the lid are going to be 12 3/4. We'll cut those. 12 3/4. Always double check your measurements. I think I've probably said that to you guys 20 or 30 times before. Okay, and now because we've got the table saw already set up for our rip cut, we're just going to rip 2 of these on there too. Okay, so we're just going to test fit these on here first. I'm going to actually build this lid right on the box, that way I make sure it's going to all line up and be good and happy and pretty and all these other things that we want it to be. Fuck you. Stay there. Okay, so we've got our ever so handy brad nailer loaded up with 1.5 inch finishing nails. We got our safety glasses on clearly, as you can see, or maybe you can't see. Just for the ease of my life, I'm going to swing this around and do it this way, because I am pretty certain that that is nice and square front to back. And we'll get this on here. There we go. So now we've got the lid started framing in a nice even plane here over the top of the box, and then we'll cut a couple of pieces. This one's just that much too short at 14.5 inches again to cover this, and that's the lid. Well, fuckers, it's beer o'clock for me, so that's all the shit we're gonna fuck up today. So if you enjoyed watching me fuck that shit up, hit the like button. If you have any questions about how I fuck that shit up, or how you can fuck shit up, ask me in the comments section. Or if you think I'm an idiot, fire that in the comments section too. And if you want to see me fuck up more shit, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Fuck you.